Hello, welcome to my channel 100 Days with Kajo. Before we get started, I always forget to do a overview of how my workouts have been going before we get into the content. So today, that's what we'll be doing. Um, so the past couple of weeks have been really good. I've been consistently going once a week, typically Fridays and Saturdays, as I mentioned before in my other videos. And there were some weeks where I had to change things up, or I had to go 2 times in one week and not at all in another week because of maybe a booking or an exam or I'm traveling or whatever the case may be. I had to move things around, but I've been pretty consistent and I like that. The weather is now cold. The weather is very cold now. It's about 40 to 50, sometimes even 30. So I've been trying to find the will to go on my nature walks that I love so dearly and actually just put on a big coat. I just love shorts and tanks and sports bras when I'm out and about, but can't do that anymore. And I had been doing jump roping instead of running because I've been trying to do some more low impact cardio. Actually, I lied. Jump roping is not low impact cardio, but I've been trying to find other types of cardio that doesn't require me to leave my house or go too far, or let's say the weather is super bad that I could just do it at home. I think I can jump rope in my house. I prefer not to because it's too much for me, but just trying to figure that out. I did mention that when the weather got cold that I would go to the gym, but I'm just not in a space yet where I want to go to the gym. I don't know. I'm just trying to wait it out until maybe the weather is terrible and I can't go, but a jacket, and a little quick jog before my workout, and I'm pretty good when I do it outside. So that's pretty much all that's been going on. I diet wise, nothing has really changed. Oh, I lied. I lied. So recently I decided to cut off sugar from my diet. And before I thought this was completely impractical. I had no idea how to cut out sugar, and I realized okay, I'm going to cut out food that has added sugar, or I don't want to say processed sugar, but maybe it's highly processed and the ingredients in it already has high sugar and whatever, but sugar naturally in fruits and vegetables and protein and all these other things. Of course I wouldn't steer away from those because those are naturally in those foods, but I wouldn't go out of my way and get a giant chocolate cake that has excessive amounts of sugar. Now, am I completely barring myself from any good treats? Absolutely not. Because just like crumble cookies, where in one cookie there's 3,000 calories, another cookie, well, I don't really care about calories, but obviously if there's 3,000 in one single cookie, you can only imagine how much sugar is in it. Versus another cookie that may have zero added sugar and it's just naturally from the dark chocolate, or if there's dates added into it, and dates naturally have a lot of sugar and I love putting them in my smoothies, I would opt for that versus a crumble cookie, which I never had a crumble cookie, but just so we're on the same page and you understand what I mean. So I'm making strides towards that. With my juices, I've just been doing homemade smoothies, which I love to do anyways, but I've been doing a lot more. And I've been being more intentional about when I go to the store, okay, if I do get juice, I haven't really, but when I do get juice, I'm gonna look at the ingredients, and if it says added sugar, I'm not gonna get it. If it says no sugar at all and it's quite literally no sugar and I know it's coming just from the fruit, okay, I put it in my cart. That caused me to look at chips. That caused me to look at bread. You don't realize that bread has sugar in it. So much sugar in it. So I ended up getting a flaxseed and chia seed. Um, I don't call it organic, but I guess organic loaf of bread. And then I also got a organic wheat loaf because I've been eating wheat bread, whole wheat bread, all my life. But it turns out the ones that my family has been buying, it has lots of sugar in it. It also has dairy, also has eggs in it. And I'm oh, okay. Well, I stay away from dairy, I stay away from eggs. I didn't realize they were in my bread, which, duh. But I'm okay, let me be more intentional about it. And the bread that I recently just bought, the organic bread, I can't remember the brand right now, but there's no eggs, there's no dairy, and there's no sugar. I'm okay, let's try it out, and it's good. So now I'm all right, great. Now I can add that to my food regimen. and be really happy with it. And it's funny, like once you start to dive into like the details of things, you realize like, oh, okay, like I'm doing all the right things, but there are these like hidden setbacks everywhere that you just hadn't addressed. So then you address it, and then you start to see like real change. It's only been a week. I don't know if there has been like any drastic change. I already didn't eat too much sugar outside of like my chocolate bars, but I stopped that 2 or 3 weeks ago. I've been eating chocolate bar, actually right here. I've been eating like, what's it called? Human. So I've been trying to like find, hold on. There we go. I've been trying to find tasty organic dark chocolate. So it has no refined sugar, no cane sugar, no sugar alcohol. I'm like, okay. I mean, that I feel like that's hit all the marks, but it has natural sugar in it. So I've been like opting for chocolates like this when I crave it, and because it's a little bit on the pricier side, I have to be more intentional when I get it. Like, oh, okay, like, I'm not gonna buy a billion of these when they cost like $5 or $6 versus like if I were to get my Hershey almonds, which is like a quick $1 or something. You don't even think about it. I'm like, no, more intentional. But it's just really interesting. Another thing, quite literally just yesterday. So I went to the doctor. Oh, this is gonna be a long story short. I went to the doctor and I asked him like, "Hey, can we check my cortisol levels?" Because prior to when I got back on TikTok, I would see lots of videos talking about how like cortisol like has all these symptoms. I'm like, you know what? I have those symptoms. Like I've had puffy face, I've acne, which I've been like fighting against, like excessive bloating, like a number of things. And that doesn't necessarily mean like you won't 100% have high cortisol levels, but that is something that I want to at least cross off and be like, hey, at least I tried and it wasn't it. Cool. That just narrows down the problem. So he had told me that um, they don't test for cortisol levels at that office and whatever. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to fight on it. I went ahead and like did like a little baby research, and I say research very lightly because Googling, I don't know if you'd constitute simply Googling as research, but I had been looking into magnesium, I don't know how to say this, glycinate, whatever. This, right? Ooh, let's do that. Yep. So I bought this supplement. I'm not telling you to take it. Like I said, I'm not a doctor. I said this a billion times. I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling you to take it. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. But I started taking it. It says you're supposed to take 3 capsules a day, or like 3 capsules, like a serving. But I decided I'm gonna start with one because I don't know how my body react to it, and then like time I like add more and more until I reach like the full serving size, which you may not even need the full serving size because here it says it's 325 milligrams per serving. And I know for women we don't need that much, so maybe I'll stick to like one or two, but the fellas, I think you can do all three for your serving size. But I heard this is supposed to reduce cortisol levels, and honestly, we'll see. We'll see. I keep seeing it on social media, not just this, but like it'll be like this magnesium mixed with like what's it called, a guasha, and then like a vitamin D3, which I don't do vitamin D3. It's like it's a major laxative in my body, and I'm like, no, I was prescribed that because at low levels, and it was not a fun time. So be careful if you take like vitamin D3 supplements or like take supplements that have it in it. It's a laxative. It's a laxative. This says that wait. It says this product may have a laxative effect, and when I looked into it, this type of magnesium has little to no laxative effect comparatively to all the other ones. So it's okay. That's good. That's good. Like I said, only been day one. Later tonight, I'll take my second one ever, and I won't be able to tell you guys truly, truly how well it works until I finish the bottle. Unless you guys see something visibly changing about me, I just want to like feel better, be better. If it does nothing, I'll stop using it, but it takes a while sometimes for your body to like get used to it. Also, I'm only taking 1 capsule out of the 3 per serving size, which will last me 120 days versus the 40. The 40. But yeah, that's really all that's going on with me health wise. Mentally, I've been really good. I've made like a really big, important decision in my life. I'm going to keep it to myself because I'm learning to keep things close to me. And then when I'm ready to share it is only when it's done or the results are out, and not like throughout the process, because then it feels like people are constantly in that energy with me and I want to be by myself. I want to be by myself on that. And there's already so much that I'm sharing with you guys. I definitely want to keep major parts of me only for me. But like I said, physically good, mentally good, spiritually, I've been doing really good as well. Just overall, like life is moving in a very beautiful direction. But with all that being said, let's get started on the video. For everyone who watched my workout plan video a couple weeks ago, you know that I do Pilates once a week. I feel like I say this a billion times. I'm so repetitive, but it's still good. It's still good. But I do Pilates once a week and I incorporate weightlifting about once or twice a week. Incorporating weightlifting is an amazing way to supplement your strength that you gain from your Pilates course and make sure you don't lose the gains, because in your class, like, I don't know how to explain it, but whenever I go and I'm like, they're making us do like these weird push-ups or like pulling things, I'm like, okay, like I feel like I do this anyway, but it's you're moving with your own body weight plus the springs, which add like additional weight to it. You're already like doing weight training there, but it's at a different it's different. It's at a different medium. Versus with a dumbbell, it feels different and you're typically by yourself. There's not someone there telling you to engage your core. And with Pilates, it's they emphasize extremely slow movements to feel every painful burn that there is to mankind in those moves. But with strength training, it's not as emphasized. Like, it's good to go slow, but it's not as emphasized. But adding that into your regimen helps you keep the strength that you gain in those classes, and it makes you stronger to where you go to your class and let's say the minimum spring is 2, right? And the max is 4.5. You're able to now to go up a little higher and hopefully get all the way up to 4.5. And like it can still strain you. Like, it will never be super easy, but day one you wouldn't have been able to do that. But now you can. So weightlifting is definitely a good way. Now, you can do this by adding it like 2 or 3 times a week. You can focus on like squats and push-ups and lunges. You don't have to do anything crazy. You don't have to do like those things that you see where people are jumping and like it's behind them or the weights are super big. Start small, start slow, and with time you will be absolutely amazing. Oh my goodness, this is actually so funny that I'm giving advice on this because I had an issue with this. Well, not an issue. Well, for a really long time, I always feel like I have to give a background story, but for a really long time, I was vegan. So I became vegan my sophomore year in high school. And until last year around September, I'm still kind of vegan. I just now eat fish. I still don't eat eggs or dairy. I've always ate honey because I know it's an animal byproduct, but I like honey, and honey has never like made me feel weird. And I was vegan due to health reasons, and I was low on protein. I tried, but I was low on protein. So I added fish back into my diet because of that. And it's important. Protein is important for your muscle repair, for muscle growth, and also to feel satisfied. Like, you won't feel as like brain foggy or like tired when you have enough protein in your diet so that you can actually do your workouts and you can actually repair from your workouts and you can actually gain something from it. I think for so long I've just been operating on like a very low calorie deficit, and it wasn't like like I want to be skinny, but it was like, no, like red meat, chicken, all that stuff made me feel gross. Like, it made me feel sluggish. And then when I became vegan, like, I felt so light and I had energy and blah 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 blah. And I had to incorporate fish back because I'm like, okay, I'm someone who's active. I'm someone who likes to work out. It's important for me to incorporate something back into my diet because eating large amounts of food with low levels of protein just wasn't for me. Like, I'm not hungry all the time, but I wanted to make sure that within my meals that I had the right amount of protein to supplement me. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to incorporate fish back into my diet. Of course, everyone's different, everyone's body is different, but overall, it is good to eat protein, especially right after a workout. So like on the days that I actually work out, that's the days I probably eat like heavier protein. But the days that I'm resting, I'll still eat it, but maybe not to the greater amounts, or I'm not excessive with it either. I eat just the right amount that I need. Because everything in moderation is perfection. And I would do that. I typically eat it like in the morning or right after a workout because like I like to think of it as fuel. And so as the day goes on, the less meat I need because I don't need that much fuel. So like right before bed, I'll just eat something light but filling, you know, because I love hummus. So maybe I'll eat like bread and hummus and like maybe a salad on the side. Who knows, maybe a little avocado, like something that's filling, but not to where it give me immense amount of energy and it'll mess up like my sleep schedule because like my body's digesting food and like I'm awake and I need to go to bed, but I'm awake. I eat protein earlier in the day, right after a workout, and progressively throughout the day, like get smaller and smaller. So I talked about that in another video of mine, but overall, you can get protein. I had to make sure I wrote this down so I didn't forget. You can get protein from chicken, fish, tofu, beans, eggs, and it all helps with recovery. And if you're looking to lose weight, it also helps because then you're less hungry, you feel more satisfied, and you're actually feeding your body and it can fully recover. Also, don't just eat meat. Make sure you have your fruits and vegetables, but meat is important. Meat is important. Protein is important. Let me say that. I try to be careful when talking about this because this is a touchy subject, and I feel that a lot of unqualified people like to talk about it. And I understand the impacts of it. I've seen the impact on it with close friends, with strangers, with people on the internet that I've seen and stuff. So let's just have discernment and open heart and open ears to what I have to say. And obviously, if it does not apply to you, do not take it. And if it does, please take it. But have discernment. Okay? Have discernment. Calories. Calories, calories, calories. I've said this before in a very old video and not in this series, but I do not calorie count. I'm calorie conscious. What does that mean? Just like earlier when I talked about the sugar in my bread, I wasn't freaking out because the sugar was in it. I just simply looked for a bread that I liked because I like wheat. Looked through all the wheat breads, find the one with the lowest sugar, and also like other good stuff. And I picked it. Simple. And I never look at the back again. Once I know it's good, I don't look at it again. You do the same thing with calories. Now, if you're someone like, okay, I want to be within this calorie window because I have this X amount of goal. Cool. It's your prerogative. Where do I step in? When you go shopping, let's say you're between two ice creams because you like ice cream. That's not something you want to cut out. Okay. Both of them are chocolate chip ice cream. Cool. One has 20 grams of sugar and the other one has 5. Pick the one with 5. Or I said sugar. Let's say one has 900 grams of sugar for one serving, and one serving is a third of the pint, and the other one is 400 calories, and a serving is half the pint. Obviously, pick the one with lesser calories, but it's still the same thing that you want. You do not need to completely substitute what you enjoy for something that you don't even like simply because it has less calories. Don't do that. Just pick something within the same range, within the same level, within the same taste, within the same food that has less calories. Different brands put different amount of sugar and sodium and all these extra stuff in their foods. Some brands cut out more fat in their meat than others. Some brands, I don't know. I don't know. They just every brand's different. When you're shopping, you look at the calorie one time. You decide, okay, this is the best cereal for me that I like that has the least amount of calories. Don't look at it again. You go home, that's it. That's it. That's all you got to do. If you're someone that likes to make homemade things, okay, cool. Find those recipes. Find the ones that have the least amount of calories and that taste good. Cool. Once you figure that out, never look at the calories again. Do not count them daily. The only time you think about the calories is when you are deciding whether or not to include it in your diet. And if you're at the store, you're trying to pick between options. That's calorie conscious. That you understand, like, okay, out of all the options, I know for a fact this is the best one for me. When you go home, you never look at it again. And I feel like that is a very healthy way of being aware of your calorie intake without it consuming your life and existence. So, like I said, please take that with discernment. I'm not a doctor. Just take take what you want. Take what you want from that. Take what you want from that. So, as I mentioned before, I like to jump rope. I do a little running, and I've been trying to like find some low impact cardiovascular exercises, which is just cardio. Just cardio, you guys. Pick the cardio that you like. Cardio that you like. There's so many. If you like to bike, bike. If you like to run, run. If you like to jump rope, jump rope. If you like to do HIIT exercises, do HIIT exercises. If you like the elliptical, do the elliptical. It does not matter. Pick the one that you enjoy and the one that's beneficial to you. For me personally, I don't like HIIT exercises because it's typically high impact, a lot of jumping and all these things that I'm trying to move more towards low impact. I love the elliptical. I used to love it. It's been a while since I've used it, but it's an amazing, amazing thing to incorporate. Now, cardio is important because Pilates doesn't really supplement that for you. You go in, I say it's more like body weight training and there's no real cardio in it. And if your goal is to lose weight, if your goal is to lose fat, or your goal is to whatever your health goal may be, doing cardio definitely helps. It's good for your heart, but it will get you to your goal faster. Doing one thing and one thing only isn't the answer. So, like, if you're a weightlifter, you don't just do weightlifting. If you're someone that runs, you can't just only run. Right? You want to make sure you have a diverse palette of exercises. You want to make sure you have a diverse palette of exercise. You also don't have to overdo it. If you only like to do it once or twice a week, that is better than not doing it at all. And I said this before in another video, but persistence is not doing something every day, it's doing something for a long period of time. My friend told me that. Stuck with me, love her for it. When she said it, I was like, oh, yeah, you're absolutely right. So as long as you're doing it for the long run and not just like every day for a quick turnaround and you never do it again, you'll be fine. Persistence, long period of time, don't overdo it. Moderation is perfection. We love recovery. We love recovery. Last week's episode was quite literally just on this topic. Make sure you rest. Have your rest days, have your rest time periods of each day. Like, make sure your body can recover. There's no point of doing all this work and then your body can't even repair from it. You're just constantly beating it down. It's like, I give up. You don't want this muscle? I'm not giving it to you. Rest. Make sure you're getting that 7 to 9 hours of sleep. I saw that the study where like everyone needs like 8 hours of sleep was honestly just tested on men, and that is only for men. And that's why sometimes like women feel like we're even more tired, like we're still tired. We actually need 10 hours of sleep, and with our periods and like throughout our hormone cycle, we may sometimes even need more than 10 hours of sleep. So listen to your body, and ladies, like I said, we need 10. Guys are 8. So move towards 10 and see how your body feels. Kind of experiment what recovery looks like for you. Like I said in my other video, the last video, sometimes recovery is a light walk. Sometimes recovery is just laying down and not doing anything. It depends on how your week was. It depends on what you ate. It depends on how you feel. It depends on how you feel emotionally. As long as you are actively making the effort to recover, you're doing a great job. This one feels obvious. Like, duh, everyone should drink water. But you'd be surprised. People don't drink enough water. And also, if you feel like you're not being satisfied with just regular water, add a pinch of salt. Like a pinch of, I think people said like pink Himalayan salt. I've tried it. It's not bad, but I was like, I feel like I already have a lot of sodium in my diet, so I try not to do that. But you can do the little salt trick, or you can buy electrolyte powders and put it in your water. And like maybe those the days you drink those are the days you work out, or on your rest days. You don't have to drink it every day. You want to make sure you're hydrated, because just as much as rest and protein help your muscles recover and build, so does water. You don't want to be dehydrated, and you also don't want your body holding on to every lick of water that you bless it with every blue moon because you're dehydrated. This is for the girlies and the boys, honestly, any fitness people that say, oh, I cut out carbs, I cut out carbs. Carbs are good for you. Protein's good for you. Carbs are good for you. Fats are good for you. You need everything. Now, of course, oh, wheat bread is different from a Twinkie. Of course, we don't need Twinkie carbs. Well, wheat bread? We can do wheat bread. Come on. It's wheat bread. It's good for you. You want to make sure that in your meals, maybe it doesn't have to be every single meal, but like collectively throughout the day, that you have all the macronutrients that you need. You need it. Please do not, please do not hold it hostage against your body. I don't even think that's the word that I wanted to use, but it's super important, um, because it helps you fuel for workout so you can actually get the best out of it. It helps support muscle gain. That's all we're looking for, is muscle gain, muscle tone, and it aids in weight loss. If you're not eating enough, your body will hold on to everything, everything, or you'll start to lose muscle. Like you're not really losing weight. Well, I don't know how to explain it. You're losing muscle, and of course, muscle has like it's heavy, so like that's where your weight resides too. But you don't want to lose muscle. Muscle's good. Muscle's good. Weight, fat, whatever. Keep your muscle. You don't want to lose that. You don't want to lose that. But if you are committed to Pilates sessions weekly, you can incorporate. Um, I'm sorry, that's the next one. But if you are eating meals that contain like a good balance of good carbs, like whole grains and vegetables, healthy fats like avocado and nuts, I love it. I love avocados, and like lean protein. It'll keep your energy levels stable, and you'll be able to do more. You won't feel as hungry. You'll feel satisfied. You'll be happy. Like I think we all love that. So make sure you're getting your macronutrients in all your meals. If you've been following my workout plan, you would know that we're staying consistent. Right? We're going to Pilates once a week. We're doing 1 or 2 days of weightlifting. We're doing 1 or 2 days of cardio. We're doing sporadic uh, strolls and walks in nature. Consistency is key. Just keep doing it. Just keep enjoying it. Just keep living in the moment and stay consistent. And you will keep all your gains. You will keep majority of your gains. Now, everybody's body is different. But your doctor, understand that not all advice that I give applies to everyone. I wish that were the case, but it's not. But I do feel like consistency is the one thing that we can all apply. If you do Pilates for once a week, but only for 2 months, and then you never do it again, or you don't do other exercises, you're not really going to see a difference. You'll see a lot of instructors when you go to a studio, and it could also be because they're selling their class. They're a business. Of course, they want to sell more, but they'll say like, "Hey, like if you want to make the most out of it, come 3, 5 times a week." I mean, that's a lot. I don't have the time for it. I have other desires, other workouts that I like, other things that I want to try, so I don't do that. But if you're someone like, you know what, I like Pilates, I want to stick to something, consistency is key. Even your instructor will tell you, like, hey, coming in more often will help you keep your gains. And in the long run, let's say you stop for a little while, you're least likely to lose them as quickly. It takes a while to build it up, but guess what? It takes a while to lose it. It's funny that I am giving you guys this advice of tracking your progress when I don't really do it. Now, of course, these vlogs is a way of me tracking my progress. It's really holding me accountable more than anything, but I don't really have a notebook where I write down my progress. And not to say I don't have a goal, but my goal was more ambiguous of like, I just want to feel stronger. I want to get tone. And that's like based on how I feel and what I see versus what the scale is telling me, like what my like me measuring my muscle mass and like doing the calculation. I'm not doing that. If you're someone that wants to do that, do it for you. As long as it's in a healthy way, you're good. For me personally, I have too much going on in my life for me to like make that my sole focus at any given moment. I go to feel good, to feel strong, and if that changes, that changes. But I don't know. I'm not sure because of course I'm keeping progress, but I'm living more in the moment of just going and doing and saying, "Oh, like oh my goodness, last month I went every day or I worked out um 3 times a week, every single week." Right? And I'm congratulating myself on that progress versus some people are like, "Okay, like I went from 140 to 135 and da da da." I don't do that. If you want to, you can. Find a healthy way to track your progress that helps you keep going and keeps you like positive as well. Ah, this is my favorite one. Oh, I love it. I love it. So I've been incorporating a lot more mindful movements in my everyday life. I've been doing it right before bed and when I wake up. I thought to myself, instead of waking up and going straight to my phone or like staring at the wall or going straight into work or whatever activities or events or work that I need to do for the day, let me just mindfully wake my body up. Let me mindfully put my body to sleep. Let me stretch. Let me go for a walk. Let me touch my toes just because you can do it any point of the day. This helps you feel more connected with your body. You don't feel like it's something you have to fix that's not yours and that was given to you and you didn't even want it, blah, 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 blah. Because I know that's how some people feel versus like, this is mine. I get to care for it. I get to love it when we're not working hard mentally or physically. Like I'm caressing her. I'm massaging her. I am loving her. I'm loving me. And when you have a healthy mind and a healthy soul, you will have a healthy body, regardless of what that looks like. You will have a healthy body. What you put into it, you'll like when you're happy, you eat well. You know, like I know some people that when they hate themselves or they're mad at themselves, like they'll purposefully pick foods that they know are bad to punish themselves, which is so sad. I hate that for them. But feeding your mind and your soul is essential. From just the example that I gave you, that will help you with your workouts when you're at your workout or your pull out your I'm getting tongue tied. Your Pilates class, and you see someone that is super strong and they're doing all the workouts easy. When you have your heart and your mind at a good space, you can be able to look at someone and say, "Oh my God, I love that for them. I'm excited for when I get there." And you're able to enjoy the level that you're at and know that like, okay, like it takes time. We don't know how long they've been doing it. You don't know what they're good at and what they're bad at. Maybe this is one thing that they're good at versus like whatever you're good at and they're terrible at it. I mean, you don't have to think of it in that way, but it helps you to enjoy the workout, to enjoy the class, to enjoy the people, to enjoy trying new things, to enjoy yourself. And that's really the goal of this all is to be happier with your life. Okay, okay. Thank you guys for watching. Time is flying. We're almost done. Oh my God, we're almost done. I remember when we started, it was what, practically September or maybe almost October. I don't even remember. And we're close to December. We have, I think, 4.5 or 5 weeks left until we're done. Maybe even less. I need to go check. But we're doing great. I'm glad that you guys are joining me on this journey. I hope you guys are sticking to it and taking my advice and applying it. And I hope if you don't take anything else, please take the be mindful of your soul and your mind over anything else. And that can be applied to any part of your life that you want to improve. But thank you for watching. I love you guys, and I will see you next week or in a week and a half. All right. Bye.